So now the next one is going to be King of Fighter 12. It was made in 2009, so it took a while for the next one to come in. And people thought it would be the conclusion of the Crimson Saga. But what they did here, and the reason why it took for a while from 2005 to 2009, is they wanted to go to a different approach with King Fighter. So they wanted to make it, they want to make an update, not just in game wise, but also in graphic wise. So 12 basically introduced a new type of graphics for the game, and they also use a new type of engine called the Taito Type 12X. I have no idea what it is, but that's what the engine they use for King of Fighter 12. Basically, they're trying to compete to using animated characters like from a cartoon into a fighting game. Basically, let's just say it's kind of like Guilty Gear Xrd, but a little bit lower in quality, a bit, nothing personal. So the characters are high-res sprite, or from what I heard, they were hand-drawn and then they were digitized to the game. That's how it works. So that's basically what King of Fighter 12. So it basically, this is where the game kind of like, great, it's really not that good. Why did I say that? Well, game-wise, the game is good for King of Fighter 12. They basically went back to the basic. It's going to be now just 3 out of 5. No more shift switch. I think that's what they call it. Basically, like in Marvel vs. Capcom, you tag. There's no more tagging. They get rid of it. And I think they're using, they call it the Max system since in King Fighter 2002, I believe. So that's what. So they went back to basics. So the gameplay was good. Graphic, way better than, of course, the AES or the MVS, or when they went to the Astonishing Wave. So you say, well, that's great. So why did people have bad things about talking about King of Fighter 12? Well, in a perspective of the arcade, that wouldn't be a problem because in arcade, it's not like a retail game for $60. So you put in a quarter or 50 cents, that's no problem. So can transition that to a console game, especially in the US, that's when it went bad. Let's just say what happened was they were selling the game for $60 and has a lack of content. Yeah, there's arcade mode, I think time attack mode, survival mode, online, and that's it. Sadly, the game has no story mode, that's the thing. Teams are not even, there's not even a team. So what kind of a game King of Fighter is if it's not even a team? So what went wrong there? So first of all, just like King of Fighter Maximum Impact 1 and 2, there is no team for this one. Because they're doing a lot of high-res characters, and unfortunately what happened really was, they didn't really have time to make it a full-fledged game. So what they did is, let's have what they have, let's put it, and then let's try and sell it as a retail also after that. The arcade came out in 2009. Both the arcade version, and then a couple of months later, they released it as a console with 2 new other characters. So first of all, are there any new characters in King of Fighter 12? Unfortunately, only one. Raiden from Fatal Fury. And spoiler here, if people don't know who Raiden is, he's a wrestler who used to work for XII. Spoiler here is, he was actually in Fatal Fury 2 as in Big Bear. The deal is that when it's Big Bear, he's a good guy. When he's Raiden, he's a bad guy. So, I know it's a weird gimmick. But yeah, that's what Raiden is. And of course, Raiden was also in Capcom vs. SNK series 1 and 2. Supposed to be rival to Zangief. So, and unfortunately, that's the only character they have. Raiden, that's it. They had, I think, Kyo, Benimaru, and Goro there. Unfortunately, they're not considered a team. Same goes with Art of Fighting, or not Fatal Fury team. The 3 Fatal Fury team were there. Terry, Andy, and Joe. But again, there's no team. Same goes with Ikari Warriors. Leona was there. Ralph and Clark. Same goes with the Psycho Soldier. So they have like those 3 characters, like the characters on those team were there, but there's no team. That was a problem. They have only Rio and there was Rio, and Robert for art of fighting, and then Crimson Saga, well, Crimson, excuse me, Ash Crimson, that's his full name. Ash, Duolong, and Shen Wu was there. Again, not a team. And of course, Raiden, new character. There's King Capuan. So, unfortunately, this game was very incomplete. It was people most consider this game in the retail was graphic over gameplay or graphic over content. Because, like I said, there was no a lot of content. There's an arcade mode, but there's no story in it. There's time trial and survival, but wasn't really that good. And there's online, and from what I heard, the online wasn't even that good. And sadly, at this point on, SNK weren't publishing game anymore. It became Ignition. And sadly here, this is when Ignition basically lost a lot of money because they were trying to sell the game for $60. Why is that? Well, they thought, oh well, it's a retail game. It's the same as arcade. It's considered like a full game. So they're trying to sell it for $60. Plus, for this game, it actually has English voice. Yeah, believe it or not. Just like in Maximum Impact, this game actually has English voice actors. So, props to that one. But unfortunately, I guess that basically it backfired on them because of the cost. The game didn't really sell well. And push comes to shove, I think I even got it for $10 at Walmart, the Xbox version. I prefer the PS3, but choosers can be beggars when you see something cheap. So unfortunately, the game itself wasn't really that good. In content-wise, there was no final boss. It was just fighting random people, and that was it. Again, like I said, the graphic was good, the game mechanics were good. Content-wise, was kind of weak. So that's what happened with King Fighter 12. So they said, well, great. So is this the direction they're going to go with the King Fighter series? No. They did rectify this with King Fighter 13. And this time, this is actually now the conclusion of the Crimson Saga. Because, well, first of all, let's go back. I did forget about this. In 12, in the arcade version, well, not console version, actually added 2 new characters. Mature and Elizabeth. Again, there's no team, but surprisingly, well, like Mature, really. I mean, the last time we saw Mature was 98 and 2002. But, yep, she's there, playable with a new outfit. Same thing with Elizabeth. Alright, so with that, basically, this is going to impact more in King Fighter 13. So, King Fighter 13 basically was much improvement. The same thing with 12, but more characters and has an in-depth storyline. Even the console version, not a lot of, there's like 5 exclusive characters. It had, in the arcade version, it had more depth and it had story, and it was the return of Teams of 3. And this Team of 3 is actually much interesting because the return to what King of Fighter its roots is. If you notice, for a while, like, there was no Japan team, there's no Yagami team. I mean, that was the most popular one, especially if we play 98 and 2002. For this one, they actually went back what King of Fighter is all about. The stable team that people are well known. I mean, of course, the Orochi Saga, the Japan team, has been there since 94 to 98. And then, of course, Yagami, unfortunately, was only in 96. Came back in 98, then it disappeared, and then 2002, and disappeared. So, first of all, those are one of the best things was first, the return of the Japan team. Kyo, Benimaru, and Goro. I always prefer that team than anything else, because remember what I said in the previous one, 2003, it was Kyo, Iori, and Chizuru, and then 11 is Kyo, Iori, and Shingo. Now it's once again the stable thing that people have known since 94, the Japan team. Kyo, Benimaru, and Goro. And I basically would love that. And not only that, finally in an actual storyline, excuse me, the return of the Yagami team. Iori, Mature, and Vice. Yep. Not only a lot of new characters in 13, except for 1, or technically 2. But it has a lot of returning characters since in 12, because a lot of them were missing in action, but finally they were back for some of them. like I said, another stable team, the Yagami team. And then, of course, spoiler bitter, like they what's going on? How come? I thought in '96, Iori killed Vice-Mature. Well, apparently, because of that, he's been cursed forever that those two, Vice-Mature, they're gonna basically, well, I guess, quote unquote, bug him or harass him. I don't know yet the full detail of the story, but heck, Vice, Mature, now in an actual team once again with Iori, in an actual storyline. So, of course, not only that, Fatal Fury team is back, the original trio. Not some weird one like in 2003 and 11. You got Terry, Andy, and Joe. You gotta have to understand, those are the trio Fatal Fury teams, excuse me, since Fatal Fury 1. They're the best one, you can't deny it. So, there you go. And then, surprisingly, out of fighting, Rio and Robert. And surprisingly, they brought back Takuma again. The guy's okay. He played a lot of big part in the NES cartel, but apparently, once again, why not bring back him, the original Koryuger team or Art of Fighting team? There you go. And of course, Psycho Soldier, no surprise there. Ikari Warrior again, no surprise there. One of the newest one in Kim's team is, this is the one with another new character, is Hajime, another Muay Thai fighter since in Fatal Fury 1. He returned, teamed up with Raiden, and then with Kim. Again, I don't know what the story is because I did play the game, but I never played the arcade mode. Yeah, so that's going to be interesting because you were one where it happened to Chang and Choi. Well, Chang was in 2003, but then after that, the two Korean prisoners, they disappeared, so we'll see what happened after. So that one, and another one that returned was the all-women's team, the original all-women's team. King, Mai, and Yuri. The original one since in 94 and 95. And like I said before, in 96, 97, and 96 and 97 they changed. Especially in the NES Cartel saga. 2003, it was with Blue Mary, and then there was no all-women's team in 11, but now they brought it back. Again, the team that's since 94. So there's that team, and then the another team that actually but was based on King of Fighter 11 was K's team. Remember I said how they replaced Whip to Kula? Well, apparently this is the only team that's based on King of Fighter 11. K, Maxima, and Kula. And surprisingly, this will be a stable team because, spoiler bit here, teaser, fortunately, they're going to be a team for King of Fighter 14. Well, why do people know it? Well, you kind of notice it, but at the same time, there was a leak, so I'll explain that on that vlog on King of Fighter 14. But, yep, they are stable team now. K, Maxima, and Kula. And a new team was called Elizabeth's team. That's what they just call it. It's basically Elizabeth, Duolong, and Shenwu. Kind of disappointing that, Ash is not in the team because now he's a single entry for this one. I don't understand why. I guess because of his storyline. I guess remember he betrayed his team since 2003 and 11. So he betrayed his team. That's why now he's just fighting considering himself. And that Elizabeth needed Duolong and Shenwu to help her get Ash back. So that's when some of the new. There's only one new team or two teams, two. Kim's team and Elizabeth's team, but most of them are based on 94, were what King Fighter started. When I think that is a good team because, like I said, spoiler here, it'll be also in King Fighter. Well, to some extent, not. But to some extent, in 2016, going to be the release of King of Fighter 14. That's what I'm trying to say. So King of Fighter 14. So the question about is it the conclusion of the Crimson Saga? Yes. Beside Hajime, another new character that is playable, but in the console, I think exclusive is Saki, which basically is the leader of those like the people from the past. warrior from the past, I think what they call themselves. And technically the story is this is Ash's ancestor who basically bent time so to be able to be exist. That's basically it. They're supposed to be stronger than the Orochi clan. And you finally see the leader, Saki. He basically dresses as Ash, except he has like different power. He has like black flames, from what I heard. So there you go. I mean, even the bosses, and it's interesting. The boss here is actually is Saki, but not there's Saki human form, which is the new character on exclusive. But the mid or the sub boss is Saki as a, I guess some sort of deity. I guess I want to say that. Kind of cheesy, but of course, SK, cheesy character. And the actual final boss in King of Fighter is they call this Dark Ash, which is basically Ash fused with Saki's soul. And basically, really think of it as like Ash, as evil Ash. Let's just say that, but Dark Ash, Dark Flame, more cheesy than deity Saki. Yeah, so, but basically in the end, if you beat the game, it is the conclusion. You find out that Ash basically was trying to betray the clan he worked for all the time, all along. He just needed some sort of like, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess some sort of like trying to fool them, I guess. I mean, it's kind of hard to understand the story, but I mean, if you play the console version, there is a story mode that explains all of the Crimson Saga story. I mean, the game was much better. For $50 when it first came out, plus it comes with a CD. Had more content than 12. There you go. I mean, I got it for $20. It was April's. I'm not April. It was $20 because it was a Black Friday deal. Man, sorry, I'm a bit tired. So, what I think about the King of Fighter 12 and 13, graphic and game-wise, it's much better. It's much good, much better. 13 even improved from 12. The only problem I had with 12 was it was just that the game didn't have a lot of content for $60. 13 outside of Japan was published by Atlas, and what they did was for $50, not only have the game, you do get a 4-disc music collection. So awesome from past games, because I think they're also celebrating like the 15th anniversary of King of Fighter. There you go. And like I said, the storyline for the Crimson Saga, it was pretty good. The conclusion was pretty good. Kind of make you sad because, spoiler here, if you don't know, Ash does disappear, or does he? There is a rumor that if you unlock this secret epilogue, you kind of see a hint that Ash is still alive somehow. So again, like the gameplay, again much better. Highly recommend getting King of Fighter 13, whether in a console or in Steam. It's better in the Steam version because you automatically get the DLC in the console. Well, first you have to buy them. The only problem I have is trying to unlock the characters. I mean, the two exclusive, like I said, Saki. The other one was Billy Kane. And yeah, I mean, there you go. So there you go. My retrospective of the King of Fighter series from 94 all the way to King of Fighter 13. I hope you enjoy it. So the next vlog about the King of Fighter is going to be my thoughts on King of Fighter 14, all how it happened, the history, and the characters, as of right now by the trailers.